I'm going to be doing the Furry Friend Tag, and I'm just going to be answering a bunch of questions about my cat. So when I was trying to think of a name for Nala, I was going through a few names, or one name I thought of before her name now, which was Luna, but a lot of people call their cats Luna. It's quite a common name. So, or around here anyway, in Spain, Luna, because Luna means moon in Spanish, so a lot of people call their cats and kids Luna. So I decided to go for Nala. So if you don't know where this name comes from, it comes from the Lion King, and one of the lions in Lion King is called Nala. And so I thought it would be so suited to Nala, as she's like a little naughty little lion. So that's the story about her name. So I didn't know exactly what her breed was, so I had to download an app on my phone called Cat Scanner, and I found out that she's a Siberian cat. And you can see up here, I'll just put a picture of what the results were, where it says that she's a Siberian cat. I also searched up their personality to see what it was like and if it was like Nala's personality. So when I searched it up to see what her personality was, it says that they are very affectionate and very playful, and that they can mature very slowly, so they spend most of their life acting like kittens. So that sounds quite like Nala. She's quite mad and she's quite kitten-like, so she'll do really nutty things, like she'll jump up in the air and then run out into the garden, and she'll knead the floor sometimes when I've come back from being wherever I've been. So she gets very excited and she does act like a little naughty little kitten, but she's very adorable, and it's so funny to see how she acts sometimes. So I've had my cat for 8 to 9 months now. So this question comes from Single Mums Reviews, and she asks, how old is Nala? And Nala is nearly a year old, but she's about 11 months old at the moment. My favourite memory with Nala was when I first saw her and her bad eye. I held her and I had just such a strong bond with Nala. And when she was a baby, she used to fall asleep on my chest, and she was so tiny. She was about the size of my palm or the size of my hand, maybe a tiny bit bigger. But she was so tiny, she'd fall asleep on my chest for hours on end. In the winter, when it was quite cold, she used to love to lay on my bed with me, and because it was cold, she liked to get under the covers with me and snuggle up next to me and go to sleep. So it was so adorable when she used to do that. So what I said before about the Siberian cat breed is they don't grow up for a long time. They still act like a kitten. So she loves to play all the time, and there's a great many things of the madness that she does and the nutty things she does. Like for instance, last night I was sitting on the sofa and there's a little hole in between the sofa, and she was laying underneath there and she kept like tapping me behind and just wanting to play constantly. The other thing that she does, she tends to bounce around the living room, and then she'll run into the garden, but as she's doing it she'll like talk or do some like weird sound. I don't really know how to explain it. It's like but it's a really weird sound that she makes. And with her just having one eye, she looks like insane sometimes, with that one eye that's staring at you. Between insane and cute she looks like sometimes. And at night time I give her her biscuits and her water, and go upstairs and bring her in my room, and she has her biscuits and water down on the floor there. And before I go up, she's right next to me and she's just staring up at me, and I say, come on then, and she just legs it up the stairs, and she's just follows me everywhere and loves her food, and she's so sweet. And another thing that's a bit mad, well, not mad, but another thing that she does is when I clean out her litter tray, she's right there and can't wait for clean litter. And so as soon as she's got clean litter in there, she jumps in there and pretty much christens it, so there's a lovely fragrance that goes all the way through our house. So there's a few nicknames that I call Nala. From Nala, I tend to call her Na sometimes for shortening her name a bit. And I call her Sweetie, my sweetie, Sweet Pea, my baby, all them like pet names I call her. Okay, so everyone's main question must be, why does Nala only have one eye? What happened to her eye? And also this question came from my good friend here on YouTube called Cassandra P. So to answer this question is, so I was thinking about getting a cat, and so what I decided to do is I spoke to this pet rescue place looking for a cat that needed rescuing, that was in bad conditions, and I found this lovely ginger cat, I think it was. So we originally were going to go for a ginger cat, but the directions got all muddled up, so we didn't end up going to the right vet. We went to another vet's, and in that vet's we saw Nala. And she was a little tiny baby, really just the size of my palm, so tiny. And she was a street cat, and I think another cat rescue found her and brought her into the vets, and that's when we came in and we saw her. And just seeing her little tiny face with a really infected eye, I don't know how her eye got infected. Maybe another animal scratched her, maybe something hit her and it got all infected that way. I don't really know the story on how it got infected, but the main thing is we couldn't say no, even though it was the wrong vets, but we couldn't say no to a little cute face like that with a bad eye. We just took her home and just wanted to care for her and make sure she got aided back to health. And we had quite weekly visits to that vet's to check on her and see how she's doing. And as we kept going, we were trying to save her eye and make sure that she could keep her eye, but unfortunately it got so infected. Once when she was here, it kind of popped and she was in a lot of pain, so we were really worried about her, and we took her straight to the vets and they couldn't save it, so we had to do an operation on her and had to get it taken out. I put a photo up here of how she was like after her operation. She was a bit drowsy and not feeling too great, so it took a couple of days, but then soon after she started to get back into her crazy self, running around the place and playing with my dog Murphy, who, if you're wondering, I have a dog and Nala, and there's no problem with either of them. She is in love with my dog. She constantly licking his ears, and he loves her too, but she can get a little bit too much for him, so there's no worry there. But that's a story about how she lost her eye and what happened with her. And if you're looking to get a Siberian cat like Nala, then I hope you found this video interesting and it was helpful to you. But if you're looking for a breed that is sweet and affectionate and very childlike, a Siberian cat is the cat for you. And also, I have another pet called Murphy, and he's a field spaniel, so if you want me to do another Furry Friend Tag video but telling you all the information about my dog Murphy, then let me know in the comments below and I'll happily do that for you all. That's it from me. Thanks so much for watching, and if you want to connect with me, all my social links will be down in the description below. And have a good night or day wherever you are in the world, so I will see you later.